Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oxford High School, where the Oxford boys, now undefeated, will be swimming against Bloomfield. Let's see how they do.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Oxford boys game, or meet rather. And now we're going to begin with a 200-yard medley relay. Now this event is four swimmers will be in each lane and will swim one of each stroke. Now they're coming up to the block now. Right now that we're getting closer to the beginning of the race, I think I'm going to start naming off the lanes. So in lane 2, we have Oxford C relay, Zach Allian, a junior, Cameron Mumbrew, junior, Ethan Madison, senior, and Caleb Watson, junior. In lane 4, we have Oxford's A relay with Zach Beatty starting off as a sophomore, Ben Datsko, sophomore, Carson Wolf, freshman, and Carter Pollard, junior. In lane 6, we have Oxford's B relay with Nathaniel Johnston, freshman, Nolan May, sophomore, Cole Bukowski, sophomore, and Alex Olheiser, senior. In lane 8, we have Oxford's D relay with Lachlan Palmrose, senior, Peyton Nagger, junior, Matt Sabadak, sophomore, and Colby Prace, freshman. And we're off with the backstroke. Now, guys, this is going to be a very fast meet. Bloomfield is a very fast team. I heard that they were in the red division, which is the fastest division, and they were just this year moved down to white, I believe. Or I think it's blue, actually, because the Oxford boys are blue. And so now we have equal divisions, but Bloomfield is still a very fast team. This is going to be a tough team to beat. Will Oxford keep their undefeated rank? Let's see. And now we're into the breaststroke. And we're seeing some very powerful technique here. This is very good. We have lane 5, that's Bloomfield leading, with Oxford very close behind. They've got very fast tempos, and they're pulling themselves very far out of the water, so it's very good technique. And into the Oxford's exchange, and now into the butterfly. It seems like Bloomfield has a sizable lead, but Oxford's picking up just a little. Will it be enough to win? Looks like Bloomfield is still far ahead, and we're about to start with the freestyle. We're seeing powerful, fast tempos from all the swimmers, so excellent work here all around. And now we have Carter Pollard as the anchor. Looks like Bloomfield's going to win this one. He's got a lot of strength, and it looks like he really came close. Way to go for Oxford, because we did not give up in that one. All right, let's see. 1:43 is a very fast time for the medley relay. Our record is 1:42.79. That one is a 1:43.36 for Bloomfield, the fastest relay. That's incredibly impressive. And Oxford's A relay came in at a 1:44.36. Again, 1:42.79 is the record on the board up here for the Oxford boys. That's an incredibly fast relay. And now we're heading into the first heat of the 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we have Callum Gross, freshman. Lane 4, Paul DeAngelis, senior. In lane 6, Garrett Blaylock, junior. And in lane 7, Owen Avey, freshman. Now, a 200 freestyle relay, I say this, or not, this is not a relay, this is an individual event. This is one of the most disliked events because it's right between a sprint and a distance event, which means you have to sprint hard the whole way, but also treat it with the strategy of a distance event, which makes it difficult. It looks like we've got some very fast splits here. Fastest split I see is a 2:19.43. Our record is a 1:43. Wow. This is still the first heat, so this is the slowest heat of this event. And we have the start. Now we've got, their starts here are, they're pretty good, and you can see they're not absolutely sprinting this first length, which is the part of their strategy. And we're into our first turn. It looks like it's pretty even between Oxford and Bloomfield right now, with Bloomfield just a touch ahead. Now Oxford's a little bit ahead going into the turn in lane 4, but still anybody's race. We had some pretty good form all the ways around. I think lane 4 could stretch out his stroke just a little bit because he's kind of cutting it off under the water. It's hard to see, but when you're taking a stroke as a swimmer, you want your stroke to start far in front of you, and you want to act as if you're reaching for the top shelf and you don't have a stool. So you're kind of turning your shoulder and you're turning your torso to reach for the very top. And at the bottom, you've got, at the bottom of the stroke, you want to be brushing up against your leg, your, like the mid-thigh. You want to be reaching really far down, and it's very hard for swimmers to do that. You know, it takes more strength than it sounds. It's a lot harder than it sounds. But right now, Oxford's in the lead, so excellent job to Mr. Paul DeAngelis, the senior. He's in the lead right now. We got our other swimmers, Callum Gross in lane 2, Garrett Blaylock in lane 6, and Owen Avey in lane 7, all doing great jobs. Oxford is in the lead. And another thing that I think all swimmers can improve on, but what I'm really noticing in this race is there's not really strong kicking. And now that you can see they're kind of picking it up now because it's going into the last length. Now this is what's going to call the race. Bloomfield's kicking up their kicking, and that's why they're now in the lead. And it looks like Bloomfield's going to take it just by a touch. And there it is. Now it's strange. It says that lane 4 placed first, but that's not what I saw. Now I may be mistaken, but sometimes the touchpads are mistaken. So, but yeah, I would say it's pretty strong that lane 5 went first. But excellent job to Oxford all ways around. Now we're going to Heat 2 of the event with Nathaniel Johnson, freshman, in lane 2. Zach Beatty, a sophomore, in lane 4. Cole Bukowski, sophomore, in lane 6. And Cameron Mumbrew, a junior, in lane 8. Same event. Those starts were very strong and powerful. You can see a distinctive shift in the first and second heat. This heat is much faster. Our fastest seed time is right now from our very own Zach Beatty, a sophomore who holds a 151 in the 200 free. And he's now in first place. And now we're going into the 75-yard mark. And now if you can look, you can see the wake is kind of forming around his body because he's moving so fast. The water is bending around him because of how hard he's kicking, how fast he's pulling. And he has a very solid tempo and breathing pattern, which is only an advantage to him because it helps establish his tempo in the water. Kicking strong all the way through, which is excellent, and breathing consistently. You can really see that he's an experienced swimmer. Now we're heading into the 150-yard mark. 2 more lengths, and we're at our 200. Let's see his split. A 28.88 for his 50 split. That's fast. A 28 is a very fast 50 split. And we're heading into the very last length with Zach Beatty with about 2 body lengths of a head start. That wasn't his fastest split, but it's also a very good time all the same. Let's see what he got. A 150. A 150. That's very fast. And he beat his time. He beat his time by a second. Not a minute. Excellent job to sophomore Zach Beatty. And now we're heading into the 200-yard IM. Now swimmers will swim. Now this IM stands for individual medley. Now this means that swimmers will swim 2 lengths of the pool in every stroke in this order. Butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle. Butterfly is well known amongst the swimmer community as the most difficult stroke because it requires so much upper body strength. As you can see, it takes a lot of strength to lift yourself out of the water with your hands, and the goal is to make it so that your whole back, your entire torso is out of the water. Now we're heading into the backstroke. The trick in backstroke is to turn your torso and so that you're always kind of in a straight line in the water. You don't want to be like my dad used to tell me that I swam like a cereal box going straight through the water because I struggled with turning my torso. I wasn't bad at backstroke, but these people are definitely much faster than I was. And heading into the breaststroke now. A long tempo is crucial here. We're seeing good tempo from everyone, and the whole arena has completely erupted in cheers for their swimmers. And Bloomfield is just a touch ahead, but it looks like Oxford's pulling up, and we're very close now. and into the last 50. This is going to be what calls it. Excellent job. Oxford's now ahead. Now this is Carson Wolf, a freshman, ladies and gentlemen, in first place. A very tight race, and he won. That was a hard race, for sure. A 2:02. Now, that beats our record. If that time's right, that beats our varsity record on the board, a 2:04. He beat the record. Congratulations, Carson Wolf. You beat the 200 individual medley record by 2 seconds, over 2 seconds, 2.14 seconds. That's an incredible accomplishment. And as just a freshman, he's got so much more potential to fulfill. It's excellent job to all swimmers. We had Zach Allian in lane 2, Carson Wolf lane 4, Ben Datsko lane 6, and Matt Sabadak lane 8. Excellent job to all swimmers. All of these times you're seeing on the board, ladies and gentlemen, all fast times. And now we're heading into one of the most popular events, the 50-yard freestyle. Now, naturally, it's popular because it's short, and you don't want to prolong the pain. But sprinting it's easier because, in some ways, and also harder in others because sprinting requires a lot of technique. It's very easy to lose tenths of seconds here and there to a flip turn or a bad start, or if you don't have a good tempo. It all affects these races very much so in a sprint. And the race is beginning. All right, that was an excellent swim. These are fast times so far. Wow, it looks like we're going to see some 29s or 30s. Now we've got Gregory Cook in lane 4 and Nick Legender in lane 6, a sophomore and freshman respectively. And lane 4 won with a 32.66. Great job. Great job, Oxford. We're pulling points here and there everywhere. It's great. Now we've got in Heat 2, Owen Hillary, a freshman, John Keller, junior, Ryan Kuklinski, sophomore, and Andrew Cobble, freshman. You're going to see a distinct difference as each heat progresses. They get faster and faster, and it's impressive. You see that their technique also improves. So if any swimmers are watching, guys, I want you to see their strokes, because there's a lot you can learn from the faster people. Ooh, I just had to back up a little bit. Lane 2 splashing. Ha. Well, we've got some great strokes. You can see a lot of forward thrusting over in the air over with their arms, which is kind of different from what you want. You're seeing you want to bend your elbow, and because it's faster when you bend your elbow and you stroke forward, because that means you're spending less time in the air. Now we see some PRs, personal records. Very good job to all these swimmers. 29s, 30s, 31, good times. And here we go into the third heat of 5 heats of this 50 freestyle.
53.
This meet is going to be long, but it's going to be great. Every minute of it is going to be full of a lot of fast swimming, and I'm telling you guys, this meet is going to be close. Oxford and Bloomfield are two great swim teams. All right, yeah, if you want to look at lane 4, you can kind of see what I was talking about bending your elbows. That's what you want. Now, the problem with his stroke is he's coming in a little short. I mean, it's good. His tempo's good. You have to kind of sacrifice stretching out your stroke for speed and tempo. But, oh, it looks like Bloomfield's just touching ahead. In lane 3, I think we're going to have our winner. And sure enough, a 28-18. We're seeing a lot of 28s and 29s. Well, Bloomfield won that one. But I believe Oxford took 3rd. Yep. So great job to Max Charlton. He was a junior. In lane 4, we had Peyton Nagger, junior. And in lane 6, Colby Price, freshman. And lane 8, Austin Foster, junior. And here we go, heat 4 of 5. We're going to get even faster, people. We're going to see some 26s. All right. And we got tempo, good techniques. This is good. We got a lot of fast kicking, which is excellent. I may be mistaken, but it looks like Oxford's just a touch in the lead in lane 4, because we've got Max Jensen in lane 2, junior, Caleb Watson, lane 4, junior, Kaylin Leone, lane 6, senior, and Lachlan Palmrose, lane 8, senior. And sure enough, Oxford won. Congratulations to Caleb Watson. Won a 27. All right, and here we go into heat 5 of 5 for the 50 free. This is the fastest heat. We've got Ethan Madison, lane 2, senior. Carter Pollard, lane 4, junior. Alex Olheiser, lane 6, senior. And Randy Puff, lane 8, junior. Now the entire natatorium is completely erupted in cheers because this is the fastest event. We have Carter Pollard in lane 4 in a very tight race against Jameson Cannery of Bloomfield. And I don't know who's going to take it. It looks very close. And Carter, no! Carter 1 second. That was very close. 23 is a very fast time. I don't know what the state cut is for boys, but for girls, that definitely would take you to states. Congratulations, Carter. All these swimmers went insanely fast times. I'm amazed. 25, 26s, all across the board. All right. And now we're going to take a short break for diving. And I'll pass the torch on to the swim announcer, and I will get back with you guys after diving for the 100 butterfly.
Started with our diving. As stated, we're going to have 9 divers this evening. Rotate between Bloomfield and Oxford. Our first diver of the evening from Bloomfield, Jacob Muller. Jacob is doing a 401B inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Next diver from Oxford, Cooper Schill. Cooper is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. For all. Our third diver from Bloomfield, Calder McKellop. Calder is doing a 401B inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. Four, 5, 5, 5, 5. Our fourth diver of the evening from Oxford, Jacob Morris. Jacob is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Four, 5, 4, 4, 5. Fifth diver from Bloomfield, Duncan McAllop. Duncan is doing a 401B inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. Six, 6, 6, 5. Next diver from Oxford, Michael Funk. Michael is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Four, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5. Our seventh diver, Christian Ramaya. Christian is doing a 401B inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. Five, 5, all. And our eighth diver, Evan Covert from Oxford, is doing a 401C inward dive tuck, difficulty 1.4. Five, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. And our ninth diver from Bloomfield, Gabe Ziegler. Gabe is doing a 401B inward dive pike, difficulty 1.5. Six, 5, 6, 5, 6. Now we're moving into our second round. Jacob Mueller from Bloomfield is doing a 403 inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2.
John. It didn't move to the ground.
Hold on, diver.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think so. It didn't move to the ground.
Sorry.
I hit ground. I hit 1.
2. Yes.
Sorry. That's
Diver.
my air. 1 and
Yes.
2. That was my air.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me re-announce them.
Don't be sorry. All right. Inner 1 and up. All right, rock.
Yes. Yep. Four, 5, all. Next diver, Cooper, is doing a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, difficulty 1.6. Three, 5, 4, 4. Next diver, Calder, is doing a 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. Three, 5, 5, 4. Next diver, Jacob, is doing a 402C, inward 1 somersault tuck, difficulty 1.6. Five, 5, 4, 5, 5. Next diver, Duncan, is doing a 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. Four, 5, 5, 5, 6. Next diver, Michael, is doing a 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. Three, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Christian is doing a 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. Five, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5. Evan is doing a 403C, inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. 4-5-5-5. Gabe is doing a 403B inward 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.4. 5-5-6-6. Okay. Moving into our third round, Jacob is doing a 201C back dive tuck, difficulty 1.5. 4-5 all. Cooper is doing a 201C back dive tuck, difficulty 1.5. 3-5-4-3-5. Calder is doing a 203C back 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2. 2-5-4-5-4. Jacob is doing a 403C inward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. 3-5-4-4. Duncan is doing a 203B back 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.3. 4-4-5-4. Michael is doing a 202A back 1 somersault straight, difficulty 1.7. 4-4-5-4. Christian is doing a 203C back 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2. Five, 4-5-4-5. Evan is doing a 52-21D back 1 somersault 1/2 twist free, difficulty 1.7.
5-5-4-5.
4-5 all. Gabe is doing a 203B, back 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 2.3. Four, five, five.
You go ahead and announce while she's doing it.
Okay. Next diver, Jacob, moving into fourth round, is doing a 103B, forward 1 1/2 somersault pike, difficulty 1.7.
It's on diver 2. Hit diver 1. Yes. And what round are you in? Yes. Hang on. Right. So, we have to board first. Board. Diver 2. So, diver 1. Yes. Finish. Right. Now we have 4 minutes. No, you score that now. You score that now. It's okay, it's okay.
Jacob's score was 5.56. Next diver, Cooper, is doing a 301C, reverse dive tuck, difficulty 1.6. Two, 5, 4, 3. Next diver, Calder, is doing a 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.4. Three, 5, 4, 4. Jacob is doing a 201C, back dive tuck, difficulty 1.5. Four, 5 all. Duncan is doing a 52-33D, back 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist, free, difficulty 2.5. Four, 4-5, 4-5. Michael is doing a 52-23D, back 1 somersault, 1 1/2 twist, free, difficulty 2.3. Three, 3-5, 3-5. Christian is doing a 52-31D, back 1 1/2 somersault, 1/2 twist, free, difficulty 2.1. 4-5, 4-5, 3-5. Diver Evan is doing a 52-31D, back 1 1/2 somersault, 1/2 twist free, difficulty 2.1. Three-five all. Gabe is doing a 52-33D, back 1 1/2 somersault, 1 1/2 twist free, difficulty 2.5. Three, 5, 4, 4. Now moving into our 5th round, Jacob is doing a 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.4. Got it. 2-5, 3-5, 3-5. Cooper is doing a 51-21D, forward 1 somersault, 1/2 twist free, difficulty 1.7. Four, 5, 4, 5, 4. Calder is doing a 303C, reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. One, 5, 3, 3. Jacob is doing a 52-21D, back 1 somersault, 1/2 twist free, 1.7. Six, 5, 6. Duncan is doing a 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.4. Five, 5, 6, 6. Michael is doing a 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, 1.6. Four, 5, 5, 5, 5. Christian is doing a 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.4. Four, 4, 5, 4, 5. Evan is doing a 301C, reverse dive tuck, 1.6. 6-5-5-5. Gabe is doing a 105C, forward 2 1/2 somersault tuck, 2.4. 2-4-2-5. Now moving into the 6th and final round of dives. Jacob is doing a 51-32D, forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2. 2-3-5-3-5. Cooper is doing a 103C, forward 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 1.6. 4 all. Calder is doing a 51-32D, forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2. 3-4-4. Jacob is doing a 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, 2.2. 4-5 all. Duncan is doing a 51-32D, forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist free, 2.2. 5-5-5-5-5. Michael is doing a 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.2. 4-5-4-5. Christian is doing a 303C, reverse 1 1/2 somersault tuck, difficulty 2.1. 4-5-5-4-5. Evan is doing 104C, forward 2 somersault tuck, D2.2. Yep, the last ones. 3-5-4-4. And Gabe is doing a 51-32D, forward 1 1/2 somersault, 1 twist free, deep 2.2. Final dive. So the last dive. Five, 4-5, 4-5. Let's give a big hand for all our divers this evening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back from diving and we're lining up to start the 100-yard butterfly. Now again, as I mentioned earlier, this is a very difficult stroke. We're still lining up here. But it's 4 lengths of the pool, butterfly, and this requires a lot of upper body strength. Perfect technique involves a very good tempo and between your kicking and your stroke, and pulling your back almost fully out of the water. So we'll see how they do. Excellent start in lane 4. Now I'm going to list the names here. In lane 2, we have Ethan Madison, senior from Oxford. In lane 4, Carson Wolf, freshman. In lane 6, Nolan May, sophomore. Now Carson Wolf is now in a very tight race between him and, let's see, Kevin Gia from Bloomfield. He's got some excellent form and a great pattern. This is enabling him to really move fast in that water, and it's getting even closer now. Carson's in front by just a touch. Let's see how this goes. And Carson wins. Excellent race by Carson Wolf. Excellent race by all the swimmers. I mean, I don't want to seem like I'm only focusing on the first place here, because these are great times all across the board. The 100 butterfly is a very difficult event. Handshakes across the pool. Now we're moving into the 100-yard freestyle, the first heat of that. Now this is an all-exhibition event, which means that, or the all-exhibition heat, which means that all the swimmers here are not going to be swimming for points. Now, I'd like to make a quick update. I heard from one of the announcers that there was a disqualification on Bloomfield's behalf, on Bloomfield's part, in the very first event, the 200 medley relay. There must have been some mistake in the exchange. One person might have dove off the block before the other person had touched. Another way you can get disqualified is if you do not perform a two-hand touches at the end of the pool in the butterfly and breaststroke. So that means it was in the first place. It was their first place relay. So that means that those points now go to Oxford. So we've got a slight advantage here. But still, this is going to be a very close meet. Now we're heading into the exhibition heat of the 100 freestyle. All right, lane 4, we have Gregory Cook, sophomore, and in lane 6, Nick Legender, freshman. Now, if you can tell, in lane 4, Gregory Cook has got his head, he's lifting it out of the water to breathe. Now, that's not what you want to do. You just want to turn it. That's going to cost him some time. But if he can train himself to keep his head in the water, he can really cut his time down significantly. But we've got some good strokes by him. He's got long arms, which is a benefit. You know, the shorter you are, the less of a benefit you have. And if they were to, I think across the board, if people were to focus a lot more on their kicks, they would be able to take a lot of time off of their events. These are still, you know, fairly fast heats. We've got 106, 108, 109, 10. All right. So I believe Greg went a 107. That's great. 107.96. It's almost a 108. So, I mean, great job to him. All right, our next heat is also an exhibition heat, which again, no one will be swimming for points in this next heat as well, just because there's so many. All right, now we're in heat 2. All right, good. We're seeing a lot of strong kicking in this first length, which is good. Oh no, lane 5, his goggles fell off. Oh man, that's painful. You got the chlorine burning in your eyes. I mean, that's happened to the best of us. If I'm correct, that actually happened to a swimmer in the Olympics. I can't remember his name, but I'm pretty sure that's happened in the Olympics before. All right, in lane 2, we have Max Charlton, Jr. In lane 4, Kaylin Leone, Sr. In lane 6, Garrett Blaylock, Jr.
That was the most entertaining thing I've done. That was the best thing ever. I'm so glad.
All right, we got some pretty good splits here. And we have some pretty solid form. Overall, technique is pretty good. We can see lane 3 is really kicking hard, trying to really bring it in and finish off strong. All right, 103, 104. These are some good times. These are some good times. Now, really fast swimmers will swim sub-minute 100 freeze, but these are still very good times. Oh, wow. I see some very, very, very fast seed times for Heat 3. Now, this is not an exhibition event. This is exhibition heat. I keep saying event. This is not an exhibition heat. All the swimmers will be swimming for points, save 2. One, Max Jensen for Oxford, will not be swimming for points, but our fastest seed time here I'm seeing is from a swimmer from Bloomfield. It goes a 51:18. This is going to be a very, very fast heat, ladies and gentlemen. And we have in lane 2, Randy Puff, Jr. In lane 4, Carter Pollard, Jr. In lane 6, Cole Bukowski, sophomore. And in lane 8, Max Jensen, Jr. Now we're almost already halfway done with this event. And the fastest swimmers are going about 25 splits. Now that is faster than most people's sprints of a 50 free. It's a very, very fast event. We're seeing excellent technique. We've got a very, very close race right now between Carter Pollard, Jr. and Matthew Kowalski. It looks like Bloomfield's going to take it. Oh, Carter might just touch him out. But no, Bloomfield took it. I believe they both went a 51. Yep. All right, so excellent job to Carter Pollard. 51:63 is an excellent, excellent swim. These, let's see if they made states. Nope. The state cut is, I think these are states anyway. This is a D1 time is a 48:59. A D3 time, Division 3, is 50:59. So they are, inches away from making those cuts. All right, and next we have the 500-yard freestyle, 20 lengths of the pool. And you can see the counters forming on the opposite end of the pool. And these are the swimmers' counters. Obviously, they're putting the numbers in the pool so that the swimmers can keep track of how many laps they've done. Now, it's interesting. A counter can talk to the swimmer in the lane in a few different ways. They can communicate by how fast or slow they swing the number in the pool. Now, if they swing it from side to side pretty slowly, that means that the swimmer is taking their race too fast and that they need to slow down. If they're just sticking it in the water straight without moving it, that means the swimmer's got a pretty good pace. Now, if they're shaking it up and down rapidly, that means that they want the swimmer to increase their pace or to swim faster. And of course, this varies by swimmer to swimmer because, everybody's pace and endurance is different. And the counter is typically chosen as a friend of the swimmer so that they know the endurance level of their own swimmer. They're also able to talk about they're also able to inform the swimmer how close a fellow swimmer is. If there's another swimmer, say in lane 7 and you're in lane 2, you can't really see them if they're not directly next to you. They can let them know that there's another swimmer very close to them and they should really keep up the pace. So now we're beginning in the 500 free. We're seeing some really strong starts here. Now it takes a lot of strategy to swim the 500 well. In lane 2, we have Cameron Mumbrue, Jr. In lane 4, Zach Beatty, sophomore. In lane 6, Nathaniel Johnston, freshman. And in lane 8, Lachlan Palmrose, senior. You can see Zach in lane 4. He's first place right now. His counter's telling him to keep at the pace, but move it up just a little bit. Zach is clearly the strongest swimmer right now in the pool. And he's just kind of stretching himself out, settling into a pace now. He swam a 100 now. Now we're moving into the 125. And now into the 150. He's going to be reaching the 150 mark. Now, interestingly enough, for those of you, if you don't know much about swimming, the 500 actually is not the longest event in a race. This is, not really sure why. There must be some sort of national standard for high school meets because every high school meet follows the same order of events, and there's only a few events. But in club swim meets like Liquid Lightning or Aqua Club, there's other events you can swim as well. And I think one of the longest events is the 1650 freestyle, and that is a mile. Now, I've seen my friends have swum the 1650, and while it's absolute torture, they also somehow get some sort of enjoyment out of it because they are trained distance swimmers. Now, right now, I'm watching the high school boys coach talking to the swimmer, Zach Beatty, and giving him tips on how to keep his pace. Zach Beatty keeping an excellent pace right now, has a very strong lead. He's definitely feeling some fatigue at this point, but the mark of a truly great distance swimmer is not allowing this fatigue to affect your technique. His stroke still looks as strong as it did when he was in his first length, and although he settled into a little slower tempo, his technique, his form is solid. Now the coach is telling Mr. Beatty to pick up his pace a little bit because we're nearing the end. And so is the counter. Now I can tell you from personal experience, it's kind of hard when you're swimming and you're giving it all. When your coach tells you to give more, oh God, it hurts. It hurts, but you try. So, I mean, extra kudos to Zach Beatty for really, really putting it out there, really, really swimming hard. This is not an easy event, and Mr. Beatty is swimming extremely well. Is here to finish and finish strong. There he goes. Zach takes first. Now Zach stopped breathing for a short time there towards the end, if you noticed, and that's in order to, again, keep his form in the water as straight as possible. Every time you turn to breathe, you're putting yourself at a slight disadvantage. Now this, let's say it costs you 1/10 of a second each time you turn to take a breath. That really adds up in a distance event because, you're doing it many, many times. So he did not breathe close to the end. That's an excellent time. 4:56. Wow. Our record right now is 4:49. All right, now Zach is extremely close to a state cut in the 500. A 500 state cut is 4:52.99. He is very, very close. If he can shave a few seconds here or there, maybe, do some extra runs at home or lift a little bit more, and swim even harder, he can definitely make states in this sometime soon. All right, now I know we focused on Zach Beatty for the entire race, but I want to also point out that all of these times you're seeing here on the board are very fast. These are good times, just Zach Beatty went an exceptionally fast time. So all of these swimmers, great job to all of you guys, and I'm sorry we had to only watch Zach, but you guys all swam great too. All right, and now we're heading into the 200-yard relay. In the heat 1 of 2, this is an all-exhibition heat, which means, again, we're not swimming for points. And I found this interesting, just important to note. Swimmers, you can back me up on this. You never really see relays much slower than a C or D relay. Now, just because our teams are so big, I am seeing G and F and G relays for the 200 freestyle and 400 freestyle relay. Now that means that they're putting almost their entire team into these relays. That's incredible. Because a G relay, that means you've got a ton of people swimming that relay. Typically you only form 3 relays, A, B, and C. And 4 people per relay. But this G relay, wow. You just got a lot of people in there. All right, so for the 200 freestyle relay, first heat, we've got Oxford in lane 4, and it's their D relay. And I'll list the names as soon as they start.
Legitimately.
We're off. All right. In lane 4, Oxford's D relay, we have Nick Legender, freshman, Owen Hillary, freshman, Austin Foster, junior, and Max Charlton, junior. In the water right now, we have Nick Legender. He's a freshman, and right now we're in last place, but now we got Bloomfield in every other lane. And they're racing against themselves right now, trying to make their best times. All right, now if you just noticed the start in lane 4, the swimmer needed to put his head down a little more and get into a stronger streamlined position before he entered the water. Now, lane 5 and 6, Bloomfield's race relays are already finished. Nope. I was mistaken. I was going to say, there's no way, how did that happen? But I was just watching a person finish an exchange and get out of the water. But Bloomfield swimming very well. Got some decent strokes, but we still have some ways to improve technique. Right, lane 3 is slapping the water and kind of flailing his arms about, which is not what you want to see when you're swimming freestyle. You want it to be like a bullet in the water, and by a bullet I mean streamlined. You're not just beating the water into submission here. You're doing so tactfully and strategically, placing your hands into the water carefully but forcefully, so as to put yourself in the best position and take the smallest amount of area in the water to really propel yourself forward. And Oxford just finished. Excellent job. With a 2:09. Good job. All right, now we're going into heat 2. Now this is not an exhibition heat. This is the heat for points. Now you're going to see some fast times here, some really fast splits. I anticipate, 25s and 26s for each individual split. In lane 2, we have Oxford, lane 4, and lane 6. All right, they're about to begin. And we're starting with the very first. All right. In lane 2, we have Oxford C relay with Callum Gross, freshman, Matt Sabadak, sophomore, Garrett Blaylock, junior, and Paul DeAngelis, senior. In lane 4, we have Oxford's A relay with Ben Datsko, sophomore, Zach Allian, junior, Evan Covert, junior, and Ethan Madison, senior. In lane 6, we have Oxford's B relay with Max Jensen, junior, Peyton Nagger, junior, Kaylin Leone, senior, and Randy Puff, a junior. So right now we're seeing Oxford is in 3rd place. Let's see if maybe we can pick this up. I don't know. Bloomfield's got a very decisive lead. Maybe Oxford can take 2nd. Now, right now in the water in lane 4, fighting for 2nd place is Evan Covert. Now, if you see, he's cutting his stroke off right at his head. You want to be stopping your stroke way beyond that. When you're putting your hand in the water, you don't want to be cutting in towards your head. You want to be really reaching, like I said earlier, reaching like the top shelf without a stool. And so he was really cutting off some time at that point. And that's just a result of training habitually doing that. All the same, this was an excellent swim. I saw some very fast sprints. And therefore splits. I did see a lot of 26s, 27s, good times. These are good times, people. Excellent job by Oxford. We took 3rd place. Now, if you can look at the bulkhead, you can see the swimmers are standing next to the blocks instead of getting on top of them. And that's because we're heading into the 100 backstroke. Now, in the backstroke event, you do not start on top of the block and dive off. Instead, you start in the water, and when the timers say take your mark, you pull yourself in and up out of the water in towards the wall. And then when they say go, your feet, they propel you up and out backwards, away from the wall, into your start. It's a difficult start because you have to bend yourself in a certain way, and hand and leg placement on the wall is imperative. There's a lot. It's kind of tricky to do one very well. If you watch the Olympics, you can see some textbook starts. Excellent backstroke starts. Let's see how these do. This is heat 1 of 2. And heat 1 is all an exhibition event. So you kind of see what I mean. You want to bend your back in the air, but it's very hard to. The more experienced swimmers can do this, but it's very difficult. Now we're heading into our first turn. Now, if you kind of see what I mean by earlier when I mentioned you really want to be turning your torso, turning your body from side to side as you are stroking. Now, all of these swimmers are kind of flat in the water, which is something that can be easily improved if they train it in practice. You have to do it in practice over and over and over in order to get it right. Lane 4 is doing it to an extent, but he's not really doing it as much as he should. And that will take even more time off of his backstroke time. And I don't believe I've even listed the names of the people in the lanes yet. In lane 2, we have Andrew Cobble, freshman. In lane 4, John Keller, junior. In lane 5, Ryan Kuklinski, sophomore. In lane 6, Colby Price, freshman. In lane 7, Owen Avey, freshman. Great job to lane 4. Wow, I'm very impressed. Those are good times. It's not near the record, but it's still a pretty good time. Now we're heading into heat 2. This is not an exhibition event. Everyone here is swimming for points. We have Oxford in lanes 2, 4, and 6. We have Caleb Watson, a junior, in lane 2. Nolan May, a sophomore, in lane 4. And Alex Olheiser, a senior, in lane 6. Now I want you to watch their starts again, because you're going to see how their experience, or like their faster swimmers, those starts are going to be better. Also watch their turns, because the more power you put into the turn, the faster you're going to come out of it. You can see a lot of slower swimmers kind of slowly tumbling into the turn. These faster swimmers are going to have a little bit more strong turns. Lane 4 had an excellent backstroke start. That's exactly what I was talking about. He's turning his shoulders well. There you go. That's exactly what you want to see. Strong turn. There you are. Yep. This is excellent. This is textbook. This is what you want to see. You can see he's kind of bending his hand, and that's so that he can hook the water when he is stroking. Hook the water and pull it and get the most out of it he can, rather than just having a flat hand. Those are some fast splits. A 29:18 was his split. In lane 2, we have Caleb Watson. Lane 4, this is Nolan May right here that we're watching. Now everyone's screaming because in second place, it's very, very tight. Everyone's screaming because we want Bloomfield took it in second place. Oh, wow. In lane 6, Mr. Alex Olheiser came in second place. Okay, so I was just talking with one of the timers, and I don't know, okay, now his swimmers are just telling him that he did out-touch the Bloomfield swimmer, so that means he took second. Oxford just took first and second place. That was a very, very tight race there. I don't know if you saw it because we were looking at first place. That's typically what we do, but late in the second place, the fight for second place was very, very close, and the whole natatorium was screaming for Oxford and Bloomfield, because there are people here from Bloomfield. Now, a 101.06 was lane 4, Nolan May's time, and just so you know, the record is 52.32. Now, 101 is still an excellent time. All right, now we are about to head into the 100-yard breaststroke. Heat 1 is an exhibition event. No one is swimming for points. In lane 2, Callum Gross, freshman. In lane 4, Peyton Nagger, junior. In lane 6, Austin Foster, junior. In lane 8, Owen Hillary, freshman. Now we kind of see some slow tempos here, and they're actually lifting their head out of the water. What you want to do is, when you're taking a stroke in and you're pulling your hand in close to your chest, that resulting force will pull you out of the water, and you want that alone to lift your head. You don't want to actually be lifting your neck up and down and moving it up and down, because again, that takes up more room in the water, so you're adding drag. Now these, I don't want to sound like I'm picking on their technique or their swim technique, because they are doing their own PRs, their own personal records, which is the absolute best someone can do, and it's excellent. But I'm only saying this for the sake of trying to promote a perfect stroke. There we go. Lane 4 just touched. These are still really great splits. I'm very impressed. Even the slower swimmers in the slower heats are swimming really great splits. A 1:21. That's still a pretty good time. If you watch the girls' events and the girls' varsity, girls typically go, in the high school varsity, inexperienced swimmers will typically go around 1:30, or even, kind of more experienced swimmers will swim around 1:30. But a really fast time, I think a really fast time for the 100 breaststroke would be around a 1:10. And the record here for the boys is a 1:02. That's exceedingly fast. For the girls, it's a 1:12. And so you can kind of see what I mean. Like, these are still really great races. Now, another thing I want to point out about breaststroke is after you start, the underwater kicks, there's an underwater kick that's mandated. I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. There's an underwater kick that's mandated where you have to do a full stroke, one kick, hold underwater, and then come up. And this enables the swimmer to stay underwater for longer. And it actually, the stronger your underwater kicks are, it gives you a significant advantage over the other swimmers that can't hold underwater that long. So let's see how these swimmers do. This is heat 2 of 2. And this is not an exhibition heat. Most swimmers are swimming for points, save lanes 1 and 8. And it looks like they're still kind of filing up there. Now we're ready to begin. Those are some very fast, strong starts. Now you see what I mean, the underwater kicks. All right, now we have it again. This is excellent, excellent pulls, excellent tempo. You kind of see what I mean. He's not lifting his head up. He's keeping it straight. The force of his body actually coming towards him in the stroke is enabling him to breathe. Now in lane 2 we have Zach Allian, in lane 4 Ben Datsko, in lane 6 Max Sabadak, and in lane 8 Paul DeAngelis. This is a very close race. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very close race. Oh, Bloomfield is just ahead. You can hear the audience around me screaming. Anyone's race. Bloomfield out-touched Oxford. That was a very close race, but excellent, excellent swim by Ben Datsko. A 103. See, that's so close to the record. The record is 102. I was just saying, a really fast time would be around 110. This is record time. 103, 102, these are really, really fast times. Excellent swims, Oxford. Really well done. All right, and now we're going into heat 1 of the 400-yard relay, and this is an all-exhibition heat. No one is swimming for points. We have Oxford's D and E relay here in lanes 4 and 6, respectively. Now the bulkhead's going to be pretty crowded because you're going to have, 32 people up there at one time. Over 32. Nope, I take that back. Right, because they're not going to use lane 1 for this event, so they're only going to have 28 people, not 28 swimmers on the bulkhead at one time. That's a lot, plus you got the timers, 2 timers per lane. Now it'll be very interesting to see how this race turns out, the results of this, because remember, Oxford boys were undefeated until this point, and I mean they're still undefeated now, but this race may be the one that breaks their undefeated record. It's going to be very close. Pretty solid starts by everybody. Now, if you'll notice, lane 4, we have John Keller right now swimming, and he's lifting and pausing, lifting his head and actually pausing to breathe, which is really costing him time. But otherwise, I think he has really great potential to swim because he's still going pretty fast. He still did a 30 for a 50 free. That's still a good time. I'm positive he could easily go a 29 or a 28 if he just kept his head down and just tilted it just outside the wake of the water to breathe. Right now, Bloomfield is in first and third with Oxford in second. Again, we have Oxford's D and E relay in lanes 4 and 6 respectively with John Keller right now in the water. Ryan Kuklinski has just now been exchanged. And Garrett Blaylock and Colby Prace. In lane 6, we have Oxford's E relay with Gregory Cook, Andrew Cobble, who's in the water right now, Owen Avery, and Kaylin Leone. Not lane 4's, let's see, who is his name? Ryan Kuklinski is kind of doing a similar thing. He's not lifting his head actually up out of the water so much as still he's pausing. Oh, no, he is lifting it out of the water. Okay, well, that's something that can be trained, and that's just a matter of experience. And even still, I know you guys are hearing me nitpick. These are still fast splits. You know, they're still going pretty fast. And kicking is something that needs to be improved. Said for all swimmers, that needs to be improved across the board. All swimmers, I think, can kick harder. It's one thing that I've seen consistently throughout all races that swimmers really lose a lot of potential races in, because they're just not kicking hard enough. And it's not that they don't choose to, it's just that it's really hard, and you need to have exceptional endurance to be able to do this throughout the entire race. I don't know how many of you are active watchers of this show, but if you're not, this is something that I've said before. It's interesting. When you see the swimmers turn at the end, on their final turn, where they're about to go into the exchange, that's where all the people that are about to get an exchange, the next swimmer stands up on the block while they're turning. They can't stand up earlier, they can't stand up later. All right, lane 4 is kicking hard. That's the kind of kicking that you want to see throughout an entire race. It's why Zach Beatty, who swam the 500, is so insanely fast, is because of how hard he was kicking consistently, and he kept a hard pace for himself throughout the entire thing. Now here we've got some long strokes. Lane 4, who's swimming right now? Colby Price, a freshman. He's stretching himself out, which is good. He's got a long stroke. He's been training that, I can tell. And although he's feeling fatigued, you can see he's still maintaining his kicking tempo, which is really good. This is really excellent swim. And now we're coming into the end here. Lane 4-1. Good job, guys. Now again, this didn't score any points for Oxford because it's an exhibition heat, but this next heat is, wow, this is going to be insanely close by Oxford and Bloomfield's A relays. Now that we've got one more swimmer swimming from Bloomfield, and I want to express how hard it is to be the last person in the pool. I've been the last person in the pool before, and often the entire natatorium will stand and cheer for you to give you encouragement, and it's hard. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of endurance to be a swimmer. It's one of the hardest sports. It's not easy. Imagine running while holding your breath and being pushed at the same time, pushed backwards while you're running and holding your breath. That's like what swimming is. Now here we go into Heat 2. Now, as I was mentioning before, Oxford's A relay and Bloomfield's A relay are insanely close. The seed time that I'm seeing here for Oxford is the 3:28.56. Now for Bloomfield, it's a 3:28 flat. This means that they're only 0.56 seconds apart from each other, only half a second apart. This is going to be a very tight race. The audience is going to be on their feet screaming. This is the final heat of the final event of the entire meet. This is definitely, not maybe, this is definitely a defining moment for this meet tonight. Watch lanes 4 and 5. This is going to be really tight. Now in lane 2, we have Oxford C relay with Max Jensen Jr., Lachlan Palmrose Sr., Cameron Mumbrew Jr., and Caleb Watson Jr. In lane 4, we have Oxford's A relay with Cole Bukowski starting out, sophomore, Carter Pollard going second, junior, Zach Beatty going third, sophomore, and Carson Wolf going last. He's the anchor, and he's a freshman. All right, in lane 6, we have Oxford's B relay with Randy Puff starting out, junior, Nathaniel Johnston going second, freshman. Nolan May going third, sophomore. And the anchor is Alex Olheiser, senior. Now the natatorium is screaming. If I heard correctly, Oxford and Bloomfield are tied, so now they're hyping up their swimmers. It all rests on this race, and I let you know how close it is. Guys, this is a very, very important race. I was mistaken. We're not tied, but Oxford is 4 points down from Bloomfield. This is going to be a huge race. I don't think I've ever seen so much riding on a single race. And right now, Bloomfield is in the lead. But Oxford's closing in very quickly. And the turn. Now we got some fast tempo. Kicking strong. This is good, but Bloomfield seems to be having a solid lead here by half a body length. I don't know if you can hear this around me, but the pool is absolutely on its feet, and we're heading into the second exchange with Carter Pollard. He's doing a wind-up start. Oh, and he's absolutely 100% giving all he's got in the pool, but so is Bloomfield, and now they have an even further lead. If Oxford plans to win this, it's going to be insanely hard. I don't think we're going to be able to do it at this point. Oxford might take second. Oh. Carter is closing in. This is a very, very hard race right now. And now we're heading to Zach Beatty's race. Oh, we're very, very, very close. I'm just going to let you listen to the pool screaming around me. Listen to this. Oh, we are so close. And Zach Beatty is pulling it in. For the first 50 and the flip turn, they are neck and neck. This is going to be insane. And Oxford's ahead. Oxford is now ahead. Unbelievable. I did not think I would ever see anyone catch up from that far of a lead that Bloomfield had. Zach can take it now. Oxford might win this race. If Oxford wins the race, Oxford boys remain undefeated, and it looks like that's going to happen. Oxford's anchor is swimming very hard to maintain that lead that Zach just gave him. Oh, but Bloomfield's coming in close. But Oxford's pushing even further. And now we've got even more distance between our anchor and Bloomfield's anchor. If he maintains his stroke, keeps kicking hard, he's going to win this. Oxford is going to win. And we have an incredibly 2 body lengths. Oxford wins. An unbelievable race by Oxford's 8 relay. Excellent job. We've got another close race for second with Oxford and Bloomfield. Bloomfield took that one. And Bloomfield took second. Now, the swimmer in lane 5 is looking at his split. Or, no, he's looking at his overall time. I think he's surprised that they went that fast. Excellent job, Oxford. Your A relay. Incredible race. What an incredible race. Every swimmer gave it their all, and Zach Beatty ended up creating the lead that the anchor, Mr. Carson Wolf, really took and ran with it and really secured the lead for Oxford. Excellent job. Unless they get disqualified, Oxford wins the meet. Everyone is elated. It would be interesting to see by how many points we won. I guarantee you it would be less than 5. All right, now the judges and adjudicators are now making their decisions. Now counting up the points. Now the teams are huddling. All right, I just heard from the coach that apparently we lost by 2 points. Now, apparently it came down to it's because Bloomfield took 3rd instead of 4th in that second place, the other tight race that was going on. Now, in that final relay, while Oxford's A relay took 1st, Oxford's B relay did not take 3rd. We needed them to take 3rd in order to win. We lost by 2 points. Well, excellent job for Bloomfield. Now the judges are still reviewing their scores, making sure everything's in order. What an emotional roller coaster for Oxford's team. Here they were thinking that they won. They might have just lost to 2 points. Nothing was announced yet, though, so we'll see. Almost the entire natatorium is silent, waiting for the results. This is the closest race. This will see if Oxford's boys swim and dive maintains their undefeated season or not. All right, apparently the reason for this and the reason it was such a surprise is because the touch pads were off. And so even though Oxford thought that they had won, we really didn't. We were out-touched. We may lose by 2.
All right, thank you so much for your patience. We do have the final scores for the meet. It was very, very close. With a score of 92, Oxford Wildcats, and Bloomfield with a score of 94.
Bloomfield certainly fought for it. What an excellent race, excellent swims by everyone. And Bloomfield won by 2 points. It was very close. All right, and I think with that, I will sign off. Thanks for watching. My name is Rachel Baker. Thank you. I'd like to thank a cameraman, Lori, for staying here so long, working that camera. Okay. All right. Good night, Oxford.